All right, so track 6, thankful. So thankful is really just an apology to God. That's how I wrote it. An apology to God for a specific time in my life when I was kind of taking Him for granted in a particular way. So that way was in prayer. Basically, whenever I would pray to God, I would think of it almost like a phone call. And so I would list off what I wanted, what I needed, and when I needed it by, as if I have the authority to tell God that. But I was doing that. And then basically, whenever I would say amen, I used it like a hang up button. Um, I feel like, in a way, probably most of us can relate to that, though I had never thought of it in that way. Basically, I realized I was praying, I was telling him what I wanted, and then what I needed from him, and then I would say amen, like it's the end of the conversation, and then I wondered why I didn't understand what praying without ceasing meant. Because literally, I mean, when I read that in the Bible before, like you can't literally. I guess you literally could pray all day. I mean, I've never tried it. That would you couldn't do much else, which that would be actually great. But no. So like praying without ceasing, kind of through this the process of writing thankful and also just doing some studying up on it, trying to learn more. Um, it I was the reason why I didn't get the whole praying without ceasing thing is because, or at least didn't understand at least part of it, is because I was using amen like a hang up button. But then I remembered somewhere along the line that a pastor had said amen literally means I agree or yes. So basically, agreeing with, if you say something great about God, like amen, I agree. Or if you're telling God something that you really need Him to come through on because you don't know how you're going to make it without Him, amen, I can't make it without you. Basically, coming into agreement with Him on something. At least that's how I understand it. And so basically, through remembering that, I started to realize what I did. I was basically hanging up with Him in a way, because you can't really get away from God. But in my mind, I was like, oh, the end. And I'll talk to you later. But um, then I started to envision it like if that really happened in real life. So like say you're sitting on the couch, right, with a family member or like one of your best friends, and you're chatting up a storm with them, and all of a sudden the conversation kind of trails off. You you don't just say, oh, bye, and then like get up and leave. No, you you stop talking, and you stay right with them, and you keep, like, I don't know, you watch a show, or you just sit, one of you falls asleep, I don't know, but just like you just you stay near each other. You don't say bye when the conversation's done. And so I realized the same thing. And so rather than, because I feel like the song kind of explains itself in a way, but rather than going on about the song, I just want to tell you kind of something I've practically done prayer wise. This sort of helps me in a way. Now, I don't do this in public because people would be kind of confused, like, wait, I thought you were done praying. But uh, in my own personal prayer time, I've started to say amen, not at the end, but in the middle. Like I'll pray something, and so say, amen, God. I agree with you in this. I remember this from your word. Um, like you'll never leave me or forsake me. Amen. And like I'll say that to Him in agreement. But then when I'm done praying, I will actually almost hold myself back, because the knee jerk reaction is I want to say amen and just hang up because it's just what I'm used to. But I feel like that's something that just modern Christianity is just like, oh, well, oh, amen, we're done. But I've started holding myself back from saying amen at the end. And it's just, I just trail off and I start doing something else. I go work on something else. But it's so much helped my mentality, because I start to realize how much God is with me. Because it's like, wait, I didn't hang up on Him. He's just chilling right here with me. And the next time that I think of something to tell Him, I start talking again, because it's like, oh, you never left. But so yeah, that's what helped me so much. Is that before I realized it was a phone call sort of prayer, and I was using amen to hang up. But now it's like when you say amen in the middle, at least for me, that helps, because it's like then when I'm done, I just trail off because I ran out of things to say, kind of. And then as soon as something else comes up for me to say, or it actually helps me a little bit to um, hear from God a little bit more, because I'm like, we're not done here. you're still here, and so you might talk to me. So I'm just gonna trail off and just let this rest for a bit. But the conversation isn't over. For me, at least for this season of my life, that's what praying without ceasing looks like. And so, really thankful is there was a part in the verse anyway where I said, Amen, was using it like a hang up button. I was full of myself, forgetting the truth. It was it was kind of like that. It was basically where I was just hanging up when in reality you can't. He's right by you. So anyway, that's just one thing that I've kind of done since writing that song in my own personal prayer time that has really, really worked wonders for me. So in my relationship with God. So if you want to kind of copy that, feel free, or maybe you already do that as well. But yeah, it's just, yeah, I love it. So that is Thankful.